Imagine giving your entire heart to someone, only for them to spit on it and walk away. Now imagine taking all that pain and turning it into power. That's exactly what happened to Theo, a quiet young man who thought love was supposed to heal him, until the woman he loved used him, humiliated him, and left him for someone richer. But years later, Theo came back and made both of them regret everything. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you loved, this story will hit deep. Stick around, because the way Theo turned heartbreak into the sweetest revenge will give you chills. And hey, if you believe karma always comes back around, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive right in. Theo wasn't the type of guy to draw attention in a crowd. He was disciplined, quiet, the kind of person who worked for everything he had. His life was simple but steady. And then came Amelia. Amelia was his complete opposite. Wild laughter, bright energy, a free spirit who seemed like she belonged in a different world. Yet when their paths crossed, it felt like fate was stitching together two broken halves of one whole. For a while it was pure magic. Theo adored Amelia's fire, and Amelia leaned on Theo's calm strength. They were inseparable. People around them whispered that they'd never be torn apart. But love, as we all know, doesn't exist in a vacuum. And when love shines too brightly, it attracts shadows. The betrayal. Theo gave Amelia everything. His time, his loyalty, his entire heart. What he didn't know was that someone else had noticed Amelia too. Enter Damien, wealthy, arrogant, man who believed he could buy anything he wanted, including Amelia. Damien despised Theo. To him, Theo was small, weak, a stepping stone. He whispered venom into Amelia's ear. Theo will never give you the life you deserve. He's just a boy. I can give you the world. At first, Amelia ignored him. She told herself Theo's love was enough. But little by little, Damien's poison worked. Late replies to Theo's texts, cold shoulders, smiles that didn't quite reach her eyes. Theo noticed. Of course he noticed. But he hoped love would be enough. Until the night it all came crashing down. Amelia didn't leave quietly. She didn't leave with compassion. She looked Theo in the eyes and said, "You're a nobody. Just a stepping stone. I found someone better." And with that, she walked away with Damien, leaving Theo in the ruins of everything he thought was real. The transformation. For days, Theo was a ghost. The weight of betrayal crushed him, but something inside refused to let him stay broken. His heartbreak turned to anger. That anger hardened into determination, and that determination became the foundation for his revenge. He cut ties. He disappeared. And in the silence he rebuilt himself. He worked relentlessly, studying, grinding, rising from nothing. Every ounce of pain Amelia left him with became fuel. The boy she abandoned became a man of power. Ruthless in business, sharp in negotiations, respected and feared. By the time Theo was done, he was unrecognizable. The return of Amelia. Years passed. Theo's name carried weight. He had money, influence, success. And Amelia? She wasn't the fiery girl he once knew. Life with Damien had chewed her up and spat her out. Damien had paraded her around like a trophy, used her, and when she was no longer shiny enough, he tossed her aside. She came back, desperate. When Amelia showed up at Theo's door, she wasn't proud anymore. She was trembling, her eyes wet with regret. She thought Theo would welcome her back with open arms, that maybe the boy who once loved her still lived somewhere, inside the man he'd become. She begged. She cried. She reached for him. But Theo, he just listened, calm, quiet. And then, with a smile that cut deeper than any knife, he said, "Do you remember the night you left me? You told me I was a nobody. Well, Amelia, this nobody doesn't belong to you anymore." He turned his back and walked away, leaving Amelia to collapse under the weight of her own choices. The twist, Damien's fall. But Theo's revenge wasn't just about rejecting Amelia. No, he had his sights set higher. Damien, the man who thought he was untouchable. The man who thought money could buy loyalty, respect, love. Through careful planning, sharp moves, and powerful alliances, Theo dismantled Damien's empire piece by piece. Deals collapsed. Partners vanished. His wealth evaporated. By the time Theo was finished, Damien wasn't a king anymore. He was a beggar standing on the ruins of his own arrogance. Amelia discarded, Damien destroyed, and Theo, standing tall, stronger than ever. Not with violence, not with cruelty, but with undeniable, unstoppable success. Picture it. Amelia, once so confident, watching from a distance as Theo thrived without her. Damien, furious and broken, realizing the boy he mocked had become the man who took everything. That's the sweet taste of revenge, the kind that doesn't just hurt, it teaches. And Theo, he didn't just win. He proved them wrong. You know, betrayal can break you, but it can also forge you into something unstoppable. Theo's story proves that sometimes the best revenge isn't anger, it's success. And the people who doubted you, they'll have no choice but to watch you shine. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen or dreamed of? And of course, subscribe for more true stories of betrayal, justice, and the sweetest payback you'll ever hear.